Well, g'day everybody. That time of the day again, nearly tea time. Going to start preparing tea tonight. I'm going to do something completely different tonight. It's going to be a rice dish, but I picked it up off the internet somewhere, and it's done with all veggies, and it's not a fried rice so much. So I'll talk you through it on the way through because I don't know what to call it. And I'm going to make a sauce that they use on omelettes because there's 6 eggs in this rice dish, and I'll talk you through it as we go. All right. I'm not going to waffle on too much here. I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope you stick with it. And I'll see you in a bit. Okay, back again. I think it's recording, but I can't quite tell. Yes, it is. Now, what I'm doing here, I'm actually chopping the veggies. I've just chopped the carrots a little bit, and I'm just finishing off the carrots now. Just getting them into small slices like that. My hands are clean. That's the carrots. Just chop them there like that. I've done the same with green beans. I've done the same with celery, and I'm doing the same with this zucchini. I've just got another zucchini to do, and I'll show you how I do that. And I just cut that in half, then into quarters, and then I get them all together. And finally, don't want them too thick. We want this to cook fairly quickly because when it's all done, it's got to go in the oven. So I'm going to have to do this in stages because the first thing we're going to cook is the onion, and then we're going to add the rest of the stuff in how long it takes to cook. Right, now there's the zucchini. Chop the onion in half. Get that out of the way and chop some like that. I think my chopping board's warped. I think it's time for a new one. It keeps... See that? Look at that. I hate that. Could chop your blooming fingers off. So next time I'm out, guess where I'm going? Yeah, I think you guessed it. Well, you've had it a long time. I think it's due for replacing. A lot used. I got this plastic one, but I don't like plastic. I don't mind it, but I prefer wood. I've even got glass ones, and I've got a stone one, but I keep coming back to my wooden ones. I've even made my own, but I don't have time to do that no more. With caring for my wife, I don't get the time to do any of my woodworking now. I'd love to make another, but I'd have to put it on the lathe and all that sort of stuff. And by the time I've set it up, and could be a good day's work, maybe 2 days' work for me, you know. Well, there we go. Now, one thing that wasn't in the recipe, but what the recipe does state, is you can put any veggies you want or whatever you've got at the time. That's what the person said. So I've got, I bought 2 bags of snow peas by mistake. So I'm going to chop them up. I'll not show you how to do that because, oh, well, I'll show you a couple. I'll just get a couple like that. And I'll do the rest off camera. And we'll just go like that. And that's all we need to do with them. And then we're the same thing with the tomato, and the same thing, I'm just going to chop them up finally, the spring onions. They didn't put any spring onions in it. So I'll catch you in a bit. Okay. And oh, by the way, I don't know whether you'd noticed, or whether you could tell on the camera, but I've got some new lights. So I'm using them at the moment. So hopefully I'm going to do an experiment here now with one of these snow peas and see how good, if I can see how good it focuses. Because if there's not enough light, it won't focus. It's always fuzzy. So we'll see how that goes. All right, bring you back in a bit. Okay, here we go again. I'm going to try and show you this. This is just the rice. I've done in a rice maker. I let it go cold. I did 3 cups, but the rice maker cups, not big cups. It took care of it. Now what I've got to do now is I've got to put this cheese in there and mix the cheese in with it. And what I've done, I've grated some cheddar cheese, and I've got some Parmesan that I've grated over there too. Just the original recipe didn't have Parmesan in it, but I thought, well, give it a little bit more flavour. So all I'm going to do now is put this in the rice. I have stirred the rice to loosen it up a bit. I think first time I've ever seen this dish. I've never seen anyone or heard of it ever before. So anyone who wants to copy it, feel free to copy it. It's I'm looking forward to trying it. It's now we've got to get this mixed in with the rice. So excuse me if I'll try and do it where you can see me. Oh, half of it's come out. I always do that. I always spill it. But then again, I'm a bloke. Keep thinking you're working on your car. Because guess what? I'm not a chef. And I'm not a mechanic. This is looking pretty good. Now, that mound of cheese, they said 100 grams. But I don't know about you, but I ain't measuring 100 grams of cheese out. That looked like the same pile that they had. So, anyway, cheese to your taste. I'm going to just keep doing this in stages, because now I've got to clear the decks and start cooking the veggies, and then prepare everything. That's it. My hands are clean. I am always washing my hands while I'm cooking. And I shall do it again before I turn my camera off. Now I'm just going to show you that. So if you can see it, that's the cheese melted in with the rice. Well, it's not melted in, it's stirred in with the rice. And my countertop is always immaculately clean. So anything that goes back in, goes back in. And my mother and my wife were stickers for cleanliness in the kitchen. And my wife, you could not stand next to her in the kitchen while she's cooking. Whoa, did the fireworks go off then? And if you picked at the food, tasted it while she's cooking it, you'd never hear the last of it. So I learned that very early on. You don't do that in our house. I bet some of you out there are the same, aren't you? Let me know. So, all right then, well, I'm going to sign off here now for a minute. And I'm going to clear this up, get my cooker on here, because I've got all my other stuff on my cooktop, so I'm not going to use the cooktop today. I'm going to use my portable one, because I've got to use my oven, my air fryer oven. So, and I've got to put a layer of rice in there. And then put the lid on. Got to put a layer of rice. Then I got to put the veggies on top when that's cooled. Then another layer of rice. Then I've got to beat 6 eggs. Put the 6 eggs over the rice evenly as possible. And then put the cheese in. Sprinkle the cheese on top. So actually, I have made a blue. I'm going to have to do some more cheese because it said hold some of the cheese back, and in my ignorance, I didn't. So let that be a lesson to you guys. Read the instructions. Oh well, them's the breaks. It's a live video. Come on, give me a break. All right then. But at least you'll get out of it is a good laugh. And I don't mind, because I'm laughing at myself. How stupid am I? You know. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, folks, welcome back. I'll get rid of that over here, just for now. I've got the onions on now. I've got it on at 220, pretty high. I'm going to have to turn it down. But just to give them a bit of a start. Give the onions a bit of a start. And then we put the carrots and the celery in. And things in that order, you know. From now on, it's not going to take long. All that chopping and cutting is the hardest part. Because I've got my stove top, saves me having to move everything. I took this out of my caravan. This is my caravan thing. But because we don't go away in the caravan anymore, they might have to stay in here. I might have to put my caravan up for sale, I think. Because it's too hard taking my wife now. I'm going to put that on medium now. That goes down to 190. I'm looking forward to trying this because I've never done it before, so bear with me, please. Now I'm going to put the carrots in. And I'm going to put the celery in. Did I miss? No, I think we've got it. Right. Now, Give that a stir. I might even have to turn it down to medium low. What is it? Medium low, yeah. Oh, I'm on medium high, so we'll go on medium low now. We don't want to burn it after all this trouble I've gone to. I've put 2 to 3 tablespoonfuls of olive oil in there, and I'm trying to remember everything. I've got to beat the eggs. So while that's cooking, I'll break the eggs into the bowl. Yes, I know, I'm supposed to put them in a cup first, but as you can see, I haven't got any room for another cup. I wish. I lived in a house once with a kitchen that was absolutely massive. And where the plugs were for the fridge and the freezers, they were right at the opposite end of the kitchen, away from the cooker and away from the sink. And I'll tell you what, by the time you finish cooking, you learn to get your stuff out first, because it wore you out. Just keep going back and forth to the fridge. Right, now I've just got to beat that up in a minute. Well, I'll take care of this now. I'm going down a bit further. I'm just going to medium low now. And I'm going to put the beans in. They're in. If nothing else, it's interesting, isn't it? I'm just going to put a little bit more oil in there, I think. And not too much. I'll just spray some in. Seeming a little bit dry. I think I only put 2 in, 2 tablespoons. You need 3. I thought at the time I would need more. And I do. That's better, if that's a word. Now, I got that many whisks in this house, in this kitchen. It's not funny. I got big uns and little uns, and that's the best one of them all, believe it or not. Better than a fork. I'd rather use a fork than some of the other whisks. And I bet you some of you out there do too. Like my mother, she always used a fork. She never used a whisk. In fact, I don't think our house had a whisk in it when I was a kid. And makes me laugh. She had this paring knife, not this particular one, but one similar. And she only ever used that. None of these big fancy chef's knives or anything, nothing like that. She and it was that blunt, I couldn't cut with it, but she could. And she didn't use a chopping board. She used to get stuff in her hand like that and just do it that way. Peeling spuds, chopping spuds, making chips, you name it, that's the way she did it. And you couldn't convince her. I'm going up a little bit higher. that's gone off the... Well, my goodness me. She wasn't about... The only thing my mum couldn't cook, and my wife was the same, can't cook it, steak. She does the best pork chops you ever eat in your life. And any other meat, lamb fell off the bone. But steak, I think I've still got a pair of shoes that I put on and resold them with it. And I think they're still going good, you know. Oh my goodness, it was awful. But that's it. Each to his own. And I bet there's a few of you out there got your favourite knife. And you use it the way you use it. Hey, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Now, what am I going to put in next? I'm going to put these onions in. Oh my goodness, it's not smelling bad already, there's not much in it. Give that a minute and then I'll be back in a sec, and then I'll put the rest of the stuff in and I'll bring you back in a sec. Right, here we go again. Time to put the zucchini in. I just had enough time to get my dog's dinner ready. So he's ready to go. He's not getting it yet till about 5:15. I better pick that up before I tread on it. Toss that bit. Wash my hands. Right, we'll go up a bit. Oh, it's looking all right. Put the tomatoes in. The tomatoes. It's one of those. I've messed around with the recipe. It's nothing like what I saw on the internet. Very close, and it's a very similar idea, but not the same. Now, I'm going to use white pepper. My little dog's round my feet. He's after his dinner. It's too early yet, mate. Too early. Go away. Come on, good boy. There now, a bit of salt. Save me carrying all the salt to the over here and back again. I love white pepper. I don't know, I'd rather have it than black. I like all kind of pepper, but I really, really like white pepper. Right, now the snow peas. Now, what order you do this in is up to you. I like a little bit of crunch with me snow peas, so I put them in last. But that's just me. Get rid of that now. I don't think I need that. Get my cloth. Granville, where's your cloth? You remember that one? I love that. Love that show, Open All House. In fact, my dad had shops when when we were in England till we came over here. And Cartwright, out of Open All Hours, always reminds me of my dad. My dad was like that. Tight as a drum. He was. When I was a young kid, I never got a good banana. I always got a bad banana. I had to cut the bad off. Same with an apple or an orange. I never had good fruit, and I lived in a fruit shop. Well, one of the shops, he had gardening shop, fruit shop, and a fish shop. And my mum, when she went to get something for tea, and I agree with this, she had to pay for it. Because there had to be money in the till to buy it again tomorrow. And that was a lot of shopkeepers' downfalls. They used to raid the shop, never put the money back in. Anyway, people work in mysterious ways. Right, that's the veggies done. Now, the next step of my journey, I've got to clean that lid. I don't know how that got dirty. I'll give that a wash before I use it. Now, what do I do with the rice? Oh, it's over there. Let's see if I can do this without spilling it. Already spilled it, too late. Wow, I can smell that pepper. Got to break the rice up as much as you can. I've tried all sorts of methods making rice. And one of the better ones actually was the microwave. But I don't even use that anymore. No, I bought very reluctantly bought a rice cooker. And I bought this one with Fuzzy Logic. And I thought, how the hell is that ever going to work? It makes the best rice you've ever had. And you can make white rice, jasmine rice, what else? Multi-grain rice, porridge, sticky porridge. Oh, you may do all sorts of things in it. Right, now, that's that. We've just got to wait for this being cooked. Then we'll have to let it cool down. So what I'll do, when that happens, I'll bring you back. So in the meantime, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, oh, forgot to put my lights on. Hang on, bear with me. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I put around about half a cup of peas in. Oh, like anything else, to your taste. If you like more carrots, put more carrots. If you like more peas, put more peas. And if you haven't got fresh beans, put frozen beans in. It's easy. Now, we've got here, what we got here is a cup of cream. That's to go in the eggs. These spatulas are the best thing that's ever been made. That I'm all for the old days in a lot of ways, but we've certainly come on with a lot of gadgets that I wouldn't want to. I could do without them, but I wouldn't want to do without them anymore. And this is one of them. Well, that's two of them. The whisk and that. That's that done. Yeah. This goes on last, actually, by the way. I'm just doing this now just to save me a bit of time. Just so I'll show you how to do it. Right, we can put that on one side. That's the rice, half the rice in there. This goes on there when it's cooked. It's only going to be another few minutes, and then I've got to let it go cold, and then put it on, and then we pour the egg over the top, and then we put it in the oven. I've got to work out the times, so I'll let you know the times. But gee, it's a simple dish. But in the meantime, I've got to make the sauce, which they didn't have on the when I saw it on the internet. But I don't know whether any of you guys have ever been to a Chinese restaurant where you've had the Chinese omelette and they put a sauce on it. Well, I looked up how to make that sauce, so I'm going to make that sauce. And when this is done, you cut it into squares, and you can pour the sauce over the finished product. And I don't know what you call it, over the cheesy rice vegetable, or cheesy vegetable rice. I suppose it's the best thing I could call it. Cheesy vegetable rice. So with eggs. Anyway, I'll bring you back in a minute. Okay, folks, now is the time. I've got the sauce ready to go on there to be cooked, but we'll get this in the oven first, and then I'll come back and give you the ingredients that I put in there, and we'll see how we go. Now, all as I got to do now, this has cooled down enough now, although I noticed that they didn't let it cool down too much on the video that I watched, because it is going in the oven anyway. I just hope this dish is big enough, but that's the biggest square dish I've got. Everything else is oval or round, so maybe all this won't fit in. Well, that can be a side dish for another day. What do you reckon? I think that's going to do me in there. I've only got that little bit left, but that's good for a side dish. Oh, sorry about that, Chief. Oh, and there's no lid. Now, got to put the rest of this rice on. I think I'm going to have too much rice as well. I thought this dish would have done it easy. But now it's got to go in the oven at 180 for 30 minutes. I could do a mini one, couldn't I? Right, there's a little bit of that left. I can do a small one for lunch one day, which I will do. But I'll do that off camera. I've got some little dishes there that'll be ideal. Now then, as my father-in-law would say. Now then, good old Lancashire guy. Right, now we pour this over the top, hoping that it doesn't spill out. I'm doing it left-handed and I'm not left-handed. I can do certain things left-handed. I can play drums left-handed. I have a feeling this is going to be too small, this dish, because it's going to rise up with the egg, I'm sure. Oh well, if it overspills, I'll put it on another tray. But we shall see. If you don't see the end product, you know it's ended up in the bin. Oh, I've got a cramp in my fingers. Oh, now that's all done. I've got to start moving stuff around in a minute. Oh, got to put the cheese on. Just sprinkle a bit of cheese on top. That might hold everything down a bit. We've got too much cheese here now again, but it don't matter. It is what it is. And seeing as I've never done it before, I don't know quantities. Not that I bother about quantities. I do what I think I've got. Sometimes I put more in because I want to get rid of it. Do you? Does anybody out there do the same thing? Oh dear. I've got cramp in my fingers. It's been happening a lot this last week. Don't know whether it's weather inflicted, but my fingers lock up. It's gone now, but I can feel it's still there, but it's not hurting like it was. I'm going to put all this cheese on, stuff it. Well, my friends, that's ready to go in the oven. And I'll bring you back when it comes out. I'll bring you back when it comes out, and I'll make that and pour that on it. Okay? See you in a bit. Okay, folks, it's about to go in the oven. So keep your fingers crossed for me. Switch it on here at the wall. Switch it on here. Want it on bake. 180. For 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Now it's preheating, and I got that blooming egg everywhere. Excuse me while I just wipe it up. There we go. Now, put the light on. Great little oven. That's an air fryer too. You can have it on air frying, bake, roast, warm, heat up. All sorts of things you can do on it. And you can toast in it, and you can grill in it. I love it. But it's very hard to clean if you do roasts in it. You can, I don't do roasts in it anymore. There we go. In she goes. Right. That's it now for 30 minutes. And I'll bring you back when I'm ready to do the sauce. I don't want to do the sauce too early because it'll get too thick if it gets too cold. So what I'll do, I'll bring you back when that's cooked, and then we'll have a bit of a taste test. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, back again. Going to do this gravy now, what they call a gravy. I'll tell you what I put in. I've done a double dose really, so I'll just put about 2 tablespoonfuls of oyster sauce, 2 tablespoonfuls of light soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce, 3/4 of a tablespoon of sesame oil, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, ground white pepper a pinch, garlic powder 1 pinch, and sugar 1 pinch. I put chicken stock in 1 cup, and that's it. Now we've just got to stir it and thicken it, and that's the ingredients. And please bear with me, I've never done this before. Never ever done it before. That's better, I can see now. And I've just got to keep stirring it and then let it simmer till it thickens. And with the cornstarch in, or as we call it, corn flour, it doesn't take much. And I've used white pepper. And they use this for egg foo young in China, and they also use it on omelettes. Whether that's what they call an omelette, egg foo young, I don't know. I'm not Chinese. Smells all right. But again, I've messed with the recipe again. I've done it to what I like. And you can do the same. You don't like as much, you don't put much salt in because you've got soy sauce in. That's pretty salty, so I only put, it wasn't even a pinch. It was a little bit, but it wasn't worth putting in, I don't think. But I did put some in. And I put a good pinch of sugar in. And I get a good pinch of garlic powder, and let me just check, see how that needs to go on again. Ooh. I might have to put some water with this now. I took my eye off it going on, checking me other stuff. We want it thick. Yeah, that's okay. That's on 40 degrees. That should just keep it warm now. That's the consistency. You could put, if it's too thick for you, you could certainly put some a tad more water in for sure. Spilled it again. Right then. I'm just waiting now for the stuff to come out of the oven, and I'll bring you back. Right. Now, this looks pretty good. It looks like it's coming out, and it's just ended. That was good timing. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. I don't know. Wow, how do I get this out? Oh, look at that. Look at that, folks. Wow. Let's see if we can. How good does that look? We'll just let that now. Just a few minutes. The light's gone out, so it looks like the battery needs charging. So we'll come back in a minute. I've got to get rid of that.
It packs such a flavour punch that even the biggest meat fans will love it.
So let's do an amazing veggie curry. We've got sweet potatoes, onions, garlic, chilli. So I'm just going to slice the sweet potato. I'll leave the skin on because it's really, really delicious.
Pop them in a pan with a splash of oil to brown. Then slice 1 red onion, 2 cloves of garlic and a thumb-sized piece of ginger.
So I'm just going to trim the ends off, any knobbly bits. These bits I'm trimming off now, by the way. You can dry those, just leave them on the side. They make fantastic tea. So if you're into sort of lemon or ginger teas, my wife does it every single day, and I'm sure she's going to live forever because she's healthy. She loves it. The other thing as well, a little water, if it's been stored for a while, it just gets a bit sort of woody. So when I'm in the supermarkets or the markets, just click off a bit, and when you look at it, can you see? You can just see a few of these, right? That's good. This is a nice juicy fresh one. If there's a whole load more of that, don't worry. But when it's good, I know you find it.
Right. Forgot. Fuck. Can you give this mum, Glenn? What you after? There isn't one there. Hey? Think yourself lucky. Okay guys, here we go. It looks as if it's turned out pretty good. You got to cut it. Obviously the eggs are set. And it's a bit crumbly and messy, but I haven't tasted it yet. I tasted the veggies, see if they were seasoned, and they were seasoned pretty good. So I'm in front of my light, so please excuse me. I think I should have used an extra egg just to let it soak down. There was probably I probably used a bit too much rice, but that's a learning curve. This should all be stuck together, to be honest. Right. Turn that off. Push that over there. And we shall do a taste test. But I'm going to move this slide over. bit higher. I think we got it there. Yeah, there we go. I'll just get my eating utensils. Right then. Let's get some of these lights on. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Well, that's all right. Very nice. That's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I'm glad I didn't put any more salt in there. In fact, next time I won't put any salt in. That is very, very nice. That sauce is lovely. Filling it down me now. Right, well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give us a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already subscribed. And thanks for all those that have subscribed. It's going real good. I've got 111 now. So, excuse me talking with my mouth full. I want to get back to it. It's not bad. Anyway, let me know if you've ever done this yourself before, and if you're going to try it, let me know how you do it. You know, what you think of it. I thought it was all right. You know, no meat in it. It's just vegetarian. But I think we need to do that now and again. Okay then. I'll leave it there for now, and Hope you enjoy the video. Please consider leave comments on what you think. If you think I've done something wrong, well, let me know, will you? And let me know how you do it, and we'll see if we can get it right and get it any better than that. But I doubt you get it any better than that. But just probably another egg or 2 eggs, because mine are only small eggs. It's supposed to be large, but in Australia you get a large egg. It's not a large egg. It's about 60 grams, and that to me is a small egg. So we're getting ripped off with our eggs, there's no doubt about that. Anyway, I used to get my eggs when I lived in the country up in Queensland, and we used to go straight to the farm, and we used to get the eggs, and there'd be twice as much egg as you get in these eggs here, sometimes 3 times much. You get a double yolker. Okay, I'll leave it there. Take care, all the best, and as I usually say, au revoir, taddy bye, goodbye, see you later, as the Aussies say, and as the English say, ta-ra. Ta-da, mate. See you later.